Welcome back to American Ground Radio. I'm Stephen Power, Louis R. Avalone. This is our 4th of July special, What Makes America Great?
You know, if you've been listening to the show for any amount of time, you know that I am the first-generation son of an Italian immigrant. I've had a front row seat to the American dream my entire life.
Right.
And what's so wonderful, what's so special about the American dream is it's not so much about the material and the monetary wealth as it is the opportunity in which every person can attain their fullest potential regardless of their circumstances of birth or position. You know, I mean, my father came to this country with literally nothing. Absolutely. America is not great, or Americans are not great because they were born in America. That's geography.
Right.
The greatness of America is that it allows each of us to see the greatness in ourselves. And that's why I was so excited to be able to speak with the mayor of
McAllen, Texas, Javier Villalobos. I enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite interviews this year, too.
It's an American success story.
I really liked, and folks, you'll get to hear it. I just really liked his story and his can-do attitude.
So get this. He's a Republican mayor in an 85% Latino town there in Texas. Latinos who have, in the Hispanic community, they're very conservative, by the way, in terms of how they live their lives.
Right.
But traditionally, they voted Democratic, and yet here is a Republican mayor
winning a town that's 85% Hispanic. And Democrats are saying, you know, Texas is going to turn blue as more and more brown people move in. And I'm glad that the mayor of McAllen, Texas, doesn't look at skin first. He looks deeper than that to find character.
Or the people of McAllen don't look at skin first.
All of that. Here we are.
America, America.
And joining us on the phone, the newest mayor of McAllen, Texas. This is Javier Villalobos. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for joining American Ground Radio's 4th of July special, What Makes America Great?
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, you're the new mayor of a city right along the Texas-Mexico border. Obviously, you get to a lot of that cross-border traffic coming through your community, through that part of the state. It's a great place for tourism. I just, out of curiosity, from your perspective, since you've got such a unique view on America, what is it that you think makes America great?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that make America great. Of course, our liberty is one of the most important things. And yes, we are over here close to the border, about 13 miles away, and it's a wonderful place. But yes, we have issues throughout. And what makes America great is, I always say, it's our people, how we accept people. But also, when we accept people, we got to be careful how we accept them. So,
what do you mean by that? We've got to be careful how we accept people.
Well, no, of course, you're talking about here being close to the border and what we do and what we see. And, well, there's different issues that we addressed or that concern us sometimes. And so we have the issues, for example, of immigration. And those are the type of issues I'm thinking about being concerned about sometimes. But no, we love our liberties. We love our freedom. And that's what makes America great.
I think you're touching on something here, that being a border community, a lot of other places around the country may not understand this, but illegal immigration is going to affect your community in specific ways that it may not affect other places, and not all that's positive.
Well, you know what? Actually, we are fortunate that, look, we have 2 international bridges. One is Hidalgo, the other one is Ansaldúa. The only issue we have right now is that at any given point, there's hundreds of immigrants. And the Border Patrol is picking them up. They take them to McAllen. We are fortunate that the only thing that's really being affected right now is that we have to provide logistical assistance. So, and logistical, that means a little bit of transportation, but also public safety. We need to make sure that we don't want the immigrants to get hurt, but we certainly do not want our residents, our citizens, to be hurt in any way. The only issue is look, it's costing our taxpayers something that it shouldn't be that way. This is not a municipal issue. It's not a state issue. It's a federal issue. So we are fortunate that, immigrants do pass through here, but in reality, they pass through here. They don't stay here. So it's a problem or an issue that affects the whole country, but it begins here in southern Texas.
Mr. Mayor, I have had a front row seat to the American dream my entire life. I'm the first generation of an Italian immigrant to this country. And I have to ask you, do you remember the time when you realized that America was great, that there was something special, something exceptional about this country?
I always thought it was, and as a matter of fact, you may have been the son of an immigrant. I was the son of a migrant, and we worked the fields, but we always thought about education and always thinking about the United States as the land of opportunity. So, you know what? Sometimes people use me as a story, like from a migrant farm worker working in the cotton fields and the onion fields to, education, and going from that to school, to becoming an accountant, to becoming a lawyer. So the dream is there for whoever wants to dream it and achieve it. We are the greatest country in the world. We have been for a long time, and we still are.
As the son of a migrant farmer, how does that change your vantage point with respect to immigration, illegal immigration, legal immigration?
I think we all know we need labor. We need the labor force. However, look, we have to do it the right way, just like a lot of people do it. There's no reason why. Well, I think there is a reason why it's not. A lot of times we have issues, but look, we have to. Even the older people of the Hispanic community now believe that, look, immigrants, it's necessary. We need to have immigrants. We need the workforce, but we need to do it the right way. We can't just allow people to come in without regards to, of course, their criminal history, their intentions. So we need immigrants. The question is, what kind of immigrants, and how do we make sure that we protect our borders, our people, our country?
How did you go from working in fields to becoming an attorney to becoming a mayor of one of the larger cities in the state of Texas?
Well, it's very simple: hard work and education. I think it builds character. Working out a lot of hours out there in the fields in the sun. Well, one of the things we always said is, or my dad used to say, look, son, you don't want to do this for the rest of your life. And my dad didn't have much of an education, but he was smart enough to tell us, look, education is the way out. And it was. My brother was the first to ever graduate from high school a couple of years before I did. And he also became an accountant and then a lawyer. I followed his footsteps. And that's why I always say, look, anybody can do it. If I come from a very small little place, about 250 miles from here, Crystal City, a population of about 8,000, and I'm from the hood, from the barrio. So I always say, the American dream, if I did it back then, anybody can do it. You just gotta work for it.
I love that story.
Oh man,
that is. I really do. That's so inspiring. Appreciate you spending time with us here on the 4th of July. Congratulations on your electoral victory, and we hope nothing but the best for you and for your community in McAllen.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, and yes, and happy 4th of July to everybody, and y'all have a great one.
Happy 4th of July.